nigga. Thought I told ya. Death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. Death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. I have a killer instinct quite often. Fucking around with this renegade, you be lying in a coffin. And when I'm coming, I mean business. Ain't no nigga from the other side can ever come and get with this. Cause the pain's what I'm bringing. Swell up your body so fucking bad I have your intestines screaming. And niggas don't wanna see me. I tear your hood up and take over like a renegade Mussolini. Cause I was born to be wicked. The only thing on my mind is making a motherfucking meal ticket. I got the mind of Charles Manson. Up my shit and I have niggas on your cut dancing. Steady busting cash relentlessly. Got so many clips on my...
Hello, my name is Kevin Sanders, security guru of Iowa City for Bar Self-Defense Programs. Today I'm going to make a DVD entitled Street Self-Defense involving chokeholds, arm locks, and weapons tactics.
That I can bust endlessly.
In this demonstration, I am going to encounter a technique called over-the-hand knife throw. First, you step to the side, extend your hand up, bring your right hand under, and bring it over. Now, you're going to extend the defender's elbow backwards to neutralize the force. I am going to counter against a technique called over-the-hand knife attack, in which I will step to the side as the assailant decides to attack me in an overhand knife throw. First, I'm going to bring my hand over to block the knife. Second, bring my opposite hand over, come down and apply pressure backwards.
My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. Death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga.
In the second technique, I'm going to demonstrate against a technique called underhand knife attack. First, I step to the side as before. Notice my opposite hand traps the elbow. Now I'm going to go under and reverse the technique. In the second technique, I'm going to demonstrate against a technique called underhand knife attack. First, I step to the side as before. Notice my opposite hand traps the elbow. Now I'm going to go under and reverse the technique.
My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. Death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers.
In this series, I'm going to demonstrate the important techniques in street fights or bar fights. And two of the most important techniques to be able to counter are chokeholds, front chokes, and rear chokes. 90% of the fights, estimated by the FBI, go to the ground. So whenever you're in a street type situation, you always have to be aware of the front choke or the rear choke. In this particular technique, I am going to use a front choke against an aggressor. Now, in this technique, if you notice, the first step was to stop the force. The second step was to take my hand and extend it under the throat and lean in the upward position. In this particular technique, I am going to use a front choke against an aggressor. Now, in this technique, if you notice, the first step was to stop the force. The second step was to take my hand and extend it under the throat and lean in the upward position. In this particular situation, I am going to explain the significance of using a rear choke in which you have an assailant who decides to enter a bar, but here's the catch. Different bars have different forms of security in the way you place it. they're bouncers. So in this case, I'm a bouncer standing here at the door. You have your ID?
I don't need no ID. I'm just getting a drink.
Yes, you do.
No.
First, I take my hand, wrap it around his throat. Now, I'm going to ask him, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay? Okay. I want you to take your time and let's walk out of the bar nicely. Okay? Okay? Now, if you notice, I'm not choking him. He can breathe. If he can talk, he can breathe. Let's walk out of the bar nicely.
All us players and grave diggers. Death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. Retaliation, no hesitation is what I'm saying.
Now, in this technique, I am going to use what is called a rear naked choke. There's been a lot of controversy involving a rear naked choke because of its potential fatalities. So it's very important when you utilize a rear naked choke to make sure the assailant / aggressor is able to breathe and escort him out of the bar. First, I bring my hand around the throat. Second, I extend my arm and bring it around the head. Now, I'm going to apply pressure depending on the movement of the aggressor. Now, I'm going to ask the aggressor, is he able to breathe?
Yes.
Can you breathe?
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Notice how I'm asking the aggressor, is he okay? And if he is, I'm going to tell him that we're going to walk out of the bar nicely. Proceed to walk forward. Notice I'm not applying pressure. I just have a technique in place. He's able to breathe and talk and walk.
Saying when it's time for getting them up, ain't no delaying, niggas gonna be playing.
In this situation, I am going to demonstrate how to counter against a stick attack. In most situations involving bar self-defense, there's always confrontations involving the pool table. Now, my first step, as I watch the aggressor become hostile, I'm going to go over to him nicely and warn him. If he continues to act in this manner, I'm going to escort him out of the bar. Then I walk away and I notice him becoming angry. I am going to utilize the demonstration in an effective manner. Sir, I'm going to warn you. This is against our policy,
Yeah.
so the next time you do it, I'm going to ask you out.
All right. All right. All right.
Now, the first thing I did was grab the stick. I let him swing, and now I'm in a situation where he can't swing because I have him in a hold. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is take my hand and bring it under his chin for a chokehold, and as I walk him out of the bar, I'm going to hold the stick and ask him to walk towards the end of the bar nicely. Walk towards the end of the bar.
When it comes to that gun slinging, you fucking around with a click that don't give a fuck about you, man. I'm quick to pull my shit when my life's in danger.
In this situation, I am going to demonstrate how to counter against a stick attack. In most situations involving bar self-defense, there's always confrontations involving the pool table. Now, my first step is as I watch the aggressor become hostile, I'm going to go over to him nicely and warn him. If he continues to act in this manner, I'm going to escort him out of the bar. Then I walk away and I notice him becoming angry. I am going to utilize the demonstration in an effective manner. Sir, I'm going to warn you. This is against our policy.
Yeah.
So the next time we do it, I'm going to ask you your
All right, all right, all right.
Now, the first thing I did was grab the stick. I let him swing, and now I'm in a situation where he can't swing because I have him in a hold. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is take my hand and bring it under his chin for a chokehold, and as I walk him out of the bar, I'm going to hold the stick and ask him to walk towards the end of the bar nicely. Walk towards the end of the bar.
Cause when my life's in danger, I unload the chamber. It's a struggle, but I'm striving every day. I hit the cut, pocket full of rocks, and a 4-5.
In this particular sequence, I am going to pay attention to a drunk bar patron who decides to rush the band in a particular concert.
Man, this band is great. I gotta get up there. I'm getting up there. Woo!
First, I lock onto the opponent. Second, extend my right leg out to go for a takedown. Third, take my hands, connect onto his shoulder, and apply pressure.
Cause your own niggas will get you too. You better watch that nigga that means most to you. Yeah, he say he got.
In this sequence, I'm going to go over to the bar patron who's become increasingly hostile and ask him to leave the bar. But the key to this particular technique is has similar takedowns as before with slight variation in the takedown and finishes.
This place is stupid, man.
Yes, sir. For the second time, I warned you have to leave the bar. First, as before, I'm going to lock onto the opponent. Second, I am going to go for a takedown. Now, with this difference, you will notice that my knee is in a good position across the bar patron's body. My leg is extended out for support and balance. Now, as you notice, the bar patron is trying to move. He can't escape. Third, I'm going to finish the opponent differently than before by utilizing an arm lock.
Your back fade, but when the funk jump, how come you the only nigga in a grave? So keep your shit on the down low, cause running your.
In this sequence, I am going to demonstrate a technique called the Kimura, in which there's an angry bar patron who refuses to pay his bar tab.
He said, "No, I ain't paying you, man. I'm out here."
First, I set to the ground. Now I'm in a good position. As you notice, I'm holding the bar patron who's trying to move. As you notice, as he's moving, my legs are wrapped around him. Now, what I'm going to do is take his arm, bring my other arm over and under, now apply pressure.
Mouth about what you got will only get your ass jacked and smoke. See, I run with some real killers, chief. I got a gang of niggas in a 9 Ruger you don't wanna meet. Niggas wanna kill me, but they ain't going for blood. Every time I leave your.
I would like to give you all some helpful hints as far as being aware of the dangers of beer bottles, glasses, as well as any other weapon that can be used in a bar. A bottle is very dangerous because once it's broken, the end of the bottle can cut you really bad to a point where you could receive intensive care in the hospital and bleed severely. So you want to be careful when you're around bottles at all costs because these could be life-ending injuries.
About to be found laying in the mud, but I can't take that shit lying down. I'm a VO from the rocks, I'm finna put your ass underground. So when I see you.
Next, I will talk about glasses and the dangers patrons face in the bar. Glasses come in all shapes and sizes and utilized in different ways, from throwing cutting. You have to be very careful at all costs when you're around people who are highly intoxicated because the glasses can become a potential weapon. So you have to be very careful.
I'ma take your health. I told you bitches, my set is motherfucking death. My set, nigga, we ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave.
Next, we have an object in circular motion, which you have to be aware of at all times because it can be turned into a weapon instantaneously. Bar patron can stand up, throw it as a flying saucer, smack you as a weapon, but you have to be careful whenever you see an object like this, or glass, or a beer bottle, because they can hurt you and to cause severe damage.
Niggas, death is my set, nigga. We ready to wreck, nigga. My nation's full of ballers, players, and grave diggers. Death is my set.
Next, the bar stool is a #1 weapon when you engage in bar fights because it can be used as a weapon when a bar patron decides to pick it up and throw it at you when you're in the crowd, or it can be thrown across the room. You have to be very careful when you're walking around anyone who's drinking or has drinking too much alcohol, consumed too much alcohol, because a bar stool can cause serious trauma if you're presented with a fatal blow to your brain.
Nigga, my set is motherfucking death. I thought I told you, fool, ACP, boy. Y'all can't fuck with this.
Lastly, I would like to take the time to thank everyone for watching this DVD. I live in Iowa City, Iowa, where violence occurs every day. There's an increasing number of arrests, emergencies, whereas people are violent, aggressive, we have sexual assaults. So I hope this DVD helps you all in any way possible, but remember to proceed with caution when you're utilizing these techniques because they are very serious and they could cause serious harm.
Walking through my hood, take a walk on the wild side, fool. Grim Reaper can't fuck with this. Black Plague with R.I.P. How we be doing it?
Stay tuned for my next DVD, which will consist of triangle chokes, arm bars, escapes, and gun tactics.
I thought I told you. Death, nigga. Death. My motherfucking set. Yeah, Miss Motherfucking